Sorry about that.
Yeah, but I don't have
No wonder nobody was watching me. I just looked at my viewership was way down, and I was like, what's up? Maybe I muted it. Duh, I did. Like a dummy. I done messed up. Oh well. I was just saying really brilliant shit, and I forgot all of it, so bummer. The mute button wins today. Totally messed me up. All the smartest things I've ever said in my life just happened while I was muted. Oh no. But hey, thanks for the heads up. Thanks for letting me know. I know I can always look on my chat and see if something's messed up. So I should really make sure the mute button isn't on. I don't know how it gets pushed, but it does. Anyway, sptv.space. I would say I go on there about 20 times a day just to check in. I wonder how many of you do too. Let me know in the comments. How many times a day do you guys go to sptv.space? And are you here because of sptv.space today? I'm curious. Because it is the resource. I mean, just as a consumer of sptv.space, it's invaluable. And as a protester slash whatever else I am, it's also really invaluable for that. So I remain very grateful for this resource that is a game changer for this work. So anyway, I was talking before about the total pointlessness of the Scientology moves to have events over at Big Blue. And my main point is, you know, they do that thing where they yawn and they act like we are having no impact, and it's just boring, and you know, our protesting is just boring, and it makes them yawn. But then they go out and spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to block us from protesting. Now, why would they do that if it had no impact on them? If it wasn't making them feel kind of vulnerable inside? It wasn't reminding Davy of his school days of being bullied? So I saw a big old comment in there. Yeah, again, sorry about the muted audio before. Yeah, I'm not really clear. There was a mention of the whole, do they even have the right to close off the street, and their fake guards and all of that. I mean, do they really have a permit that lasts the entire month after they had a 9-day long children's festival, and now it's like every day, and it's you know, and then they put all this crap around the on L. Ron Hubbard Way. Let me see. You don't think we help anybody? Well, we shut down the Hollywood Testing Center. And by doing that, I mean, everybody who doesn't join Scientology, and we won't know how many people that is, but everybody who does not join Scientology has been really helped. And you can't say that we haven't had an impact on that. We absolutely have had an impact on people not joining Scientology. So if we have saved one family from being taken advantage of by Scientology, then we've done a great thing. I would guess we've saved a lot more than that. So yeah, you could say we haven't helped anybody. You know, I can't roll out a bunch of statistics to prove, but all I can do is I can say, look at yeah, exactly. Butterfly effect. Everything has an impact. It's in the conversation. The fact that we have forced the LAPD to show their corruption to the world and become a laughingstock, well, that is a good message to any other police department seeking to be corrupted by some evil cult. We have helped police departments around the world realize how goofy you look when you support the cult of Scientology. I think that's a pretty good thing. And we have made them frost their windows and close their doors and cover the, you know, pull the blinds worldwide, okay? Scientologists are hiding worldwide because of this movement. We have created an international movement of protest, and SPTV.space is taking it to the next level by making it more and more easy to access. See how these little green stickers show up? Now, they're not going to stick for very long. I know. Eric could tell you all about how temporary these stickers are. But we're on Hollywood Boulevard here. And we're at an area where there is foot traffic. And I would say definitely 1,000 people are going to see these stickers before they're gone. More than 1,000 people. And so we're having an impact that way. There are hundreds of people, maybe thousands around the world that regularly watch live streams of Scientology protests, which means they tell their friends and they tell their friends and it spreads. It's not going away. This movement is not going away. It's only going to get stronger. And it's so decentralized that it can't be dealt with in the usual ways, because there is no leader, there is no headquarters building, there is no file system that you could subpoena. There's nothing like that. There are individual people doing things on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, not TikTok, not so much anymore, I guess. But this is having a major impact. Everything that's ever happened around protesting Scientology has been bringing Scientology down, and it's been going on for 20 years. They are down to a skeleton crew that is only functional because they have no customers in most of the orgs. And what Eric Rader explained very well was that everybody that quits Scientology, in terms of Scientology staff, those people cannot be quickly replaced. Those people require 2 years of training to do that job. And so a lot of those people, the people that are not in the Sea Org, the people that are that are just paid staff, well, they're not really paid so much, and they're paid on commission. So how do you think their commissions are looking these days? And when you have a job where you're paid on pure commission, yeah, if you're in a cult, maybe you're going to stick around longer because you believe the cult bullshit and you feel like, well, you're helping the cause or whatever. But eventually there's going to be pressure for a minimum wage for these staff people. There's going to be pressure for it not to be a commission-based job. And that's going to change things a lot. Because everything that makes Scientology pay more just speeds up the end of Scientology. And now, if people say we're not helping anybody because we're not getting a lot of defections from places like Big Blue, they might have somewhat of a point there. The thing is, you got to remember, this movement has been going on for less than a year. And people deciding to defect from a cult, that is a long process. That is not an overnight process. Now, some people that are right on the edge, they might go quicker, sure. But a lot of people that never even thought of leaving Scientology, and if they are now thinking of it because of us, it's not like they're going to leave the next day after they see us. It's going to take a while to soak in the deprogramming and reprogramming. Takes a long time, and anybody who's been in a cult will tell you that they find themselves thinking those culty thoughts years after they're out, and they realize how deep the programming runs in their psyche. Sneeze. So yeah, these defections will be happening. But another thing is, when they do defect, they aren't necessarily telling us. They aren't necessarily looking at us as the big heroes. It's a multi-step thing. It's not just that they defect and say, yeah, it's all bullshit. I don't believe any of it now. You know, I'm completely psychologically out of Scientology. It doesn't work that way for everybody. Now, some people, they're working on that realization for years, and finally it sets in. And then that's the deal. Sure. But for a lot more people, it's baby steps, like with a lot of things. And and a lot of people are just pissed off at the little micro things they have to deal with. They're not necessarily looking at the big picture. They don't know about Xenu. They don't know about a lot. What do we have here? What do we have here? Okay, given how many people leave Scientology, it's notable no current Scientologists have left to join the protests. Yeah, but they're not necessarily going to join the protests when they leave. Yeah, it would be nice, of course, if hundreds of Scientologists were leaving and, walking out the door and coming up to us and saying, can I join you guys? You're right. This is bullshit. Okay, that would be the Disney version of how this would all go down. But we're not living in Disneyland, people. And it's not going to happen in a Disney kind of way. I'm sure there will be people who do that someday. But I think for most people, for one thing, it's humiliating to come to the realization you have been tricked. Okay? Most con artists get away with their crimes because people don't want to report that they have been conned. People don't want to admit that they have been fooled by another person. Oh, this is kind of cool. Is it Adobe or is it dog shit? A lot of people left like you before the protest, but I never want to deal with them again. Yeah. And you don't want to be fair gamed. Yeah. And people who were recently in Scientology probably have more of a fear of being fair gamed. And they probably have a more of a fear of the reach of the cult than your average person. Because they've heard stuff, they've heard, yeah, we're going to get them, or here's what we did to that person, or whatever. So, yeah, I'm sure not wanting to be fair gamed is a big part of why, look, Aaron Smith Levin, who has been talking about Scientology for a long time on his show, he said that for him, it was like unthinkable to go out and join the protesters for years and years until very recently. It took us doing it, not acting like I'm the major figure here, okay, but as a group, it took us doing it to encourage him to do it. And if he wasn't doing it already, as somebody who is a public face of the protests against Scientology, the movement against Scientology, if he wouldn't do it, and it felt weird, and it felt dumb, and it even felt like what the cult wanted you to, like, oh, those people are crazy or whatever. That was still something that, 10 years or more after leaving the cult, he still wasn't comfortable doing that. So, yeah, if that's his deal, then you can only imagine what it would be with a lot of other people that are just leaving now. And just thought of something funny. Anybody who is watching these channels and you want to tell me that we are ineffective at what we're doing, I would just make you Exhibit A. You're here. You're watching. You know, that is something. And for Scientology just to even know that there are all these people watching, there are all these people doing this work, that has to be a little demoralizing, I would think. So let's take a little cruise, see what else is up in this realm of Scientology protest. Anybody in LA, I am into interesting stores with unusual international products. And this John's, they got a lot of funky Armenian stuff. You know, like Armenian sauerkraut, Armenian brandy, whatever. Things from the Caucasus, all these areas where, sorry about that. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Okay. A lot of people left before the protests. You don't want to deal. Yeah. Spreading awareness sways public opinion and paves the way for the law to take down Scientology. So they absolutely are making a difference. Even, hold on, even keeping one person from joining is worth it. I agree. It's because these honorable, XRP army, it's because of these honorable, caring protesters that so many people will be saved and others will be liberated. Some will get their long-awaited justice. These people are amazing. You're still under the radar. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the fact that the Hollywood testing center got shut down, I mean, that's huge. I mean, that was arguably the #1 location for luring innocent people off the streets to join the cult. And if that could be shut down, not that, yeah, we know it's not totally shut down, but I mean, come on, they frosted the windows, people. They frosted the windows so you can't see in. It's a very defensive posture, I think we could safely argue. They don't want to be seen. They don't want us looking at them, and they don't want their people looking at us. Why not? You know, Scientology believes they are at cause, which means they are manifesting, they are creating the world, the reality. It's their reality, and you just live in it. You're just a visitor. That's the way they would have you think. And we have shown, no, bitches, it's our reality. And in our reality, we're going to goof on you forever until you cease and desist your bullshit. And in the meantime, we are going to have a lot of fun with your goofiness, because goofiness is definitely an entertaining quality in humans. I hope it never goes away. But Scientology is just not going to make it, okay? And it's even kind of fun if they keep imploding as slowly and persistently as they've been doing. I kind of like it that way. Because, you know, the evil part of me that wants to see like a long, slow torture rather than a merciful, quick death, you know, it's evil, I admit, but, you know, there's a certain preference for that. I will be back. Please wait for me. I know you will. You can view the wonders of Hollywood. Gotta pay the lady. 1 second. So let's see what it's like. Do a little big blue circle. One cool thing about this work is that we really have no idea about the power of prevention here. That how many people never even make it anywhere near joining Scientology because they found out about it long before they were ever exposed to it by any kind of body routers or whatever. We'll never know how many people we have saved from Scientology because it's kind of impossible to know that. Here on the left, we have Scientology Media Productions. Nothing going on there. And they got window tech going full speed ahead. Oh yeah. This supposedly is the home of dear leader David Miscavige. And a lot of people talk about going and protesting there, but look at it. You're basically not going to see anything or anybody. And that's because it's even more dead than other locations. But people say this is where David Miscavige actually lives. I don't know. I don't know if he really actually lives in any one spot. Probably not. I would imagine that he lives all over the place, that he's constantly moving to avoid. Look at that. See, all you got over there at the guard window, you got like mirrored windows. Yeah. Hi, good evening. Please share my live. Share everything. We're all about sharing here. So this was the hello. This was the public TV station, Channel 13 here in LA, and they sold their studios to Scientology. And then Scientology, I'm sure, paid millions and millions of dollars to upgrade it to the highest standards. And then they proceeded to not do anything with it. Isn't that special? So yeah, there's Scientology Media Productions, the supposed place where David Miscavige lays his head every night, preparing for karma, which definitely in his case will be a bitch. And Scientology has very effectively made it so there's really nothing to see there. I mean, even beyond other Scientology locations, this place is ridiculously boring on a whole other level. So yeah, the protests are taking a different turn, and that's what's going to keep happening. I'm sure Scientology thinks they have some huge victory now. I would argue that, you can't deny that like them running DOA out of town or whatever isn't somewhat of a victory. I'm not one of these people that's going to bullshit and try to make everything we win no matter how bad it looks or whatever. But I also look at it as like, there are certain things that work and certain things that don't. And it kind of seems like the universe, slightly sorts those things out for us. And one thing that doesn't work for us is being a group. And I think we got a nice, very clear message about that any attempts to form groups is probably a bad idea. And so we can learn from that. It's fine. I think that in terms of DOA, that he learned about maybe I don't know all the details. I don't know who screwed who over. Okay, don't quote me. But I think he kind of at least feels that he was misled by somebody who donated a lot of money and then wanted to move things in a certain direction that might not have been a good idea. So that's good to know also. To know, to kind of say like, hey, we appreciate donations, but, donations doesn't put you in charge of the channel. Donations doesn't make you, in charge of security procedures or programming or whatever. So, good lesson. But, DOA's fire is a unique asset to the movement. And sure, it would be nice to have more of that. And I hope he comes and fights the restraining order and wins. And I hope DOA gets to protest wherever he wants. Nice, I got some 3 minutes of parking here. Beautiful, beautiful. Add a few more. Alrighty. So let's go see how the goobers are doing down at Big Blue. So, we got planter tech, a lot of planters, because here's the thing. Here's a good illustration. The grass here on the right is Scientology property. The sidewalk in the middle, public sidewalk. You can't block it, you can't impede movement. And then this area where all the planters are, on the left, this is a public easement, I guess they call it. And it is an area where you can do things Like when DOA interviewed me from a hammock that he had between two trees, and the cops came out, and Scientology called the cops, tried to get him away from there, and the cops said, nah, nothing we can do about that. So they learned, they adapted, like many viral mechanisms do. Here's one of the secret areas where they can load and unload their slave patrols. This is behind where the slave vans go in and out. And apparently they use this area to bring people through to not be seen by us. So isn't that interesting? So this might be an area that needs more observation. You know, just see what's up, what's happening, you know, keep tabs on the situation. Now you see, we've talked before about how many hospitals are around here. There's two right there. Okay, we got Hollywood Presbyterian and Children's Hospital. And we got Kaiser straight ahead. So I believe there are like 5 different hospitals or something in the area, something like that. See, now when you look at a building and you wonder, is this cult occupied? Or is this occupied by actual humans? See, there we go, people leaving the slave quarters. The first thing that you want to look at is window tech. You want to look at, so we are behind, we are 1 block east of L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard, so you can see through there. And like, I don't know if this is slave quarters or what, but what I do see is that we got a lot of covered up windows here. So immediately that makes you think somebody is practicing the dark arts of window tech. Scientology's very important technology for blocking out public view, public critiques of the movement. Is this some kind of fancy whale kind of place for Scientologists? Who knows? I want to find out. If any of you know, let me know in the comments. But now, as we get to serious North Korean vibes here, we get into the doubt-free zone. There is no doubt. This is the cult. Somehow this door, it just made me think of that last scene in not Forrest Gump, in the Truman Show, right? Where he sees the sky and everything, and then he finds that door. Yeah, that's what that reminds me. This is a door that somebody could escape their own Truman Show. Will they? Will they today? Will they ever? We don't know. But we pray to Jesus that they do. So let's go see the more common areas of the cult. So the question in my mind is, if somebody puts something on the public easement like this, are other people allowed to just come and take it? Is this their property? Is that Willy Willy? Hello.
Oh, I get it. I'm distracted. I'm supposed to be counting things.
You're supposed to be.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Davey.
I know.
You know, a celebrity. Oh my God.
Okay, wait.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I won't say 28, 97, 46. I won't do that. She's counting planters. A worthy task. Oh, these kids are having so much fun, I bet you. Thousands and thousands of children gathering to hear the wise words of L. Ron Hubbard. Wow. That looks so welcoming. That's a real welcoming vibe. Hi, slave van. Are you guys frustrated that you can't take your slave van in because of all these wonderful children's events? Is that interpolating you, 8YDX805? Is that bumming you out? Is that a victim of elder abuse that you have there with you? Let that lady go. So I saw Kelly yesterday on her live stream expressing concern for the unwatered plants out here. How do you guys think Scientology is going to do with keeping these plants healthy? How do you guys all think that's going to work with this infamous tunnel dirt? Wow, usually children make more sounds than this. In my experience, when children are all out there playing and being all happy and everything, you hear shrieks of delight. Why am I not hearing shrieks of delight? Is that an indicator that the children are not happy? Or is that an indicator that the children are not even present? Very curious, very curious. Very interesting predicament you guys got going here. You know, if you're home alone, nobody really thinks about how quiet your house is. But when you say you're having a party and your house is totally quiet, people kind of think, did nobody show up to your party? Or was that some kind of weird kind of party where no noise is made? Illuminate me, please. Hi, slave van. Hi, slave van driver. Thanks for wearing a mask, keeping Scientology cooties away from the world. It's good that you hide your face in shame, Scientologist. It's a good thing. It's called a mitzvah in Hebrew. Stop elder abuse in Scientology. How's it going?
That's sort of why some clarification would be nice. Is this abandoned property? Oh, I got the email.
It looks very abandoned,
Doesn't it though?
in my professional opinion.
Yeah, likewise. I'm a highly trained, highly skilled.
Hey, what
So
about
I
putting
would
a thing on Craigslist?
How's it feel?
We'll put a thing on Craigslist.
We've heard
Free planters available. We left them on the sidewalk.
that's been
Right.
discussed.
That has been discussed. I am not original.
No. I'm just saying. I'm waiting to see if it happens. That's all.
Yeah.
I would never.
I would never do anything like that, but I'm just saying theoretically, as you know, like a movie script idea kind of thing, you
I
know.
would watch that movie.
We're always pitching movie scripts here in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
You know.
I would film that for
Yeah.
sure. I might even live stream it. Okay. 6 and 4 is 10, and 4 is 14, and 3 we've got 17. Let's go with green, contrasting colors. Then we've got 9 and 18. We've got a 17. We've got a 14 and a 4 is at 18. Plus 19. That's it?
Oh, look who just rode through the party. Didn't even slow down to say hi. Solomon. Yeah, this dude. These kids are being real quiet in there. That's a real well-behaved party.
No, there's only like 2 kids.
Yeah, I bet, man. You put, if there's 5 kids or more, you hear shrieks and screams and whatever, you know. I'm like, what?
Here, by the way.
What's that?
You can walk through there.
Yeah.
91.
That's my quick math, which I failed repeatedly many times, multiple
91 planners?
on the wall. Yeah.
It'd be a shame if a bunch of marijuana seeds got into these planters. We wouldn't want that to happen for a drug-free America.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm 40 years old. This is how I do math. Yeah. No calculation. It worked. Well, we'll see. I might have math wrong. So far, we have about 91.
Damn, 91.
It is.
How many
And
tunnels can they
For like
make
a
with
block,
that?
For like 2 blocks? Really, a block?
Does it go down that side too?
No.
No.
There's grass.
What's that?
Because there's grass.
Right. Yeah.
It will literally kill the grass, right? They put their...
Oh, hell yeah.
Leanne, you don't have to tell people who you blocked either, because then you're still just talking about the thing that they want you to talk about. You're still perpetuating their feeling that they need to be doing what they're doing to make sure that we act. I also don't see that word
big are
anywhere,
they?
so maybe
Did you-
you are I don't trust no one. Trust no one. Kelly,
Wow, what a party. It's amazing, dude. All the children of LA are here. It's so fun. Amazing, dudes. Why is Odo hiding behind the screen? That's so sad. All my people love a nice Odo sighting. All right. Pretty impressive party, huh? Very impressive. We're all very proud. Odo, hide behind the screen again. Yay! All my people, they clamor for Odo sightings. Yay, another Odo sighting! Of course, Angry Gay Pope is my hero. I'm doing great. How's everything? Yes, Texas by storm. It is incredible that they could bullshit people this long. But yeah, and it is a shame that they ruined Clearwater completely. Hey, Keith. Earlier in the morning, wow. Scientology will not be taking good care of these plants for sure. And if some marijuana seeds would drop in there, you know, we all hope it doesn't happen. But it's inevitable in a place like this with legal weed. Yeah, stapling. I wonder if Eric, well, I guess Eric has not done that. I can go through, yeah. Yes, we got Jesus and Odo on the same day. It's very exciting. It's really great. So, you know, it's always good to just see the utter devastation. The utter devastation. Hey, how you doing, man? Nobody is there. Nothing is happening. It is death, not even warmed over. Not even slightly warmed over. Just death. Man, these... Okay, if Scientology is the fastest growing religion on earth, and obviously it means something that to them to have good attendance, why can't they call some of their millions of Scientologists to like fake it, bring their kids, bring their grandkids, at least make it look like something's happening? Wow, man. Yeah, no, I know clear cognition, but this dude doesn't care. He's not on the bridge to total freedom. He's on the bridge to a total paycheck. And if anybody's never going to join Scientology, it's these security guards. They are totally not at risk for the cult because they get to see the background shit. They get to see how crazy it is. They actually talk to Scientologists. The same Scientologists that hide from the whole world, they get to hear their little creepy voices. They're asking on my stream, anybody you want to give a shout out to? No? What kind of gun is that? Yeah, a real one. Well, that's not a kind of gun. I hope it's a real one. There's a lot of turbulation around here. This must be the sweetest guard job ever. Guarding nothing. Guarding an empty street. Hey, make sure nobody steals the empty street. Make sure nobody steals the bricks. Wow. What a letdown, you know? There's nobody to even talk out of sending their children to a cult because nobody brought them in the first place. So, are we having an impact or are we having an impact? They gotta look that stupid by having that much deadness going on when they try to throw a big event and they claim they need to shut down a whole street for an event, and there's nothing. I didn't see one kid running around over there. Not a single one. Okay? There's one tunnel. There's another tunnel. We got a lot of tunnels here. A lot of tunnel potential. A lot of tunnels going on. It's a real gun. Yeah, dude. This is America. We need more information. And when we say what kind of gun is that, okay, we want to hear caliber. We want to hear make and model. Okay? Not like it's a real gun. One time I was at an East German border crossing where it was, I was on a train that was going onto a ship. So it took like 2 hours to search the train before they let it go on the ship to Denmark. And there was this little like Navy kid in a Navy uniform standing right down below where I was. Hello. And and he had a gun on his holster. And, you know, but he didn't have like a machine gun or anything. So I was asking, what kind of gun is that? You know, and he's like, I can't tell you. And he's all blushing and stuff. And then I said, oh, can I see it? I was like, you can take the bullets out. It's cool, you know. And he's like, no, I'm not allowed to let you see it. I was like, come on. It's just us, man. Let me see it. And nope, he wouldn't let me see it. So there he is, Solomon, regulating the situation on L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard and the surrounding vicinity. It would be nice to be under 18. It would give you a kind of untouchable vibe to some degree. Not that you can't get busted, but, you know. Doesn't want to share. Doesn't even want to tell me about his gun. You'd think he'd be more proud about his gun, but then again, if you're using it to defend a cult, that is kind of shameful. So maybe not something you want to talk to the world about. Beware. If you like failure and you like witnessing failure in action, please come down to L. Ron Hubbard Way and look at failure in real time. Notice how no matter what they do, all they really have is window tech. Window tech hiding in tunnels, and nobody's there. Window tech, tunnels under the ground, and failed Hollywood Kid Zone Fun Fest 2024 Fun and Play, presented by the gooberest goobers you've ever seen. So this is them winning. This is their version of a victory. David Miscavige will be making speeches about their amazing victory. Planter tech, window tech, all the techs.
Were you ever here where they would like follow you around here?
Nah, they never really do much with me. I don't know, they don't think I'm a threat or something. Years ago, no, I didn't even come here years. I drive around and shit before all this started.
Inside the Scientology building. He goes inside the Scientology building.
I wonder the one next to this one, down that street, there's a building that it's not blue or anything, but when you look up at the windows, they're all covered up. So I'm like, is that Scientology too?
Well, they do own like blocks away too.
Right.
They own blocks. They probably own the whole city at this point.
Like, why do they need this hotel if they got that whole thing? Like, they could fit.
Oh yeah, they
Could fit everybody in Scientology in the world right here at Big Blue.
Well, the thing is, they're in a code, so they want them all together.
Well, yeah.
Also, all these apartments, there's a lot of them empty. Like, they're not full at all.
No, hell no. Everything has to be empty.
Yeah.
Every Scientologist in the world could fit into Big Blue, I bet you. Especially if they got 6 to 8 bunk beds in a room. Somebody likes you here. One paint girl. So, it's beyond boring. I mean, it's just absolute nothing. It's just like complete, total failure. Nothing else, It's like there is no level of success to be had. I mean, you would think with all the money they have, I mean, obviously they don't give a shit. They can't give a shit that this is not attended whatsoever. They cannot give a shit, because if they did, they put a couple $1,000 into some Google ads or something like that, and they get some people. They would definitely get somebody. But no, they don't even do that. So obviously they don't really give a shit. They can't. if you gave a shit, you might not want to totally, utterly fail. So, let's take a little ride, see what else is up in the land of Hollywood, Scientology. Avoid the void. Hubbard put them in a double bind. They have to promote a religion they're not allowed to talk about. Exactly. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that you have to, sorry if it goes a little haywire here as I turn off my gimbal and reorient my world to a different paradigm. Alrighty. There we go. Nope. Fail. Flunk. Start over. Ta-da! Okay. So let's explore some more Hollywood land. Now, in the past, if you look at the older videos from 10, 20 years ago, you will see, oh, there's somebody going in the back door. All right. Is that a food delivery or what? So, you know, Odo and their people, their method used to be intimidation. They used to try to intimidate, but then what happened is people realized they're not going to do shit, and so the intimidation factor became less doable because nobody's intimidated by somebody just making funny faces. Doesn't have the effect that you might think. Even though Odo, I mean, look, Odo with just a plain straight face, it's a scary looking dude. If you don't realize it's just Odo, nothing to worry about there. But if you don't know that, you could, you could think he's kind of intimidating. It could happen, for sure. And so, but, you know, they used to try intimidation until it failed so utterly that they gave up. You know, then they, you know, sometimes they do the droning, repetitive thing. You are trespassing. You are trespassing. You are trespassing. You are trespassing. You know, they do that. But when you don't really give a shit, they may or may not stop that and move. Here's one of the places, Sunset in Vermont, where they used to come and try to body route people, but I haven't seen anybody trying to do that in months. Also not a very good body routing location, that it's a subway station, and most people who have the kind of money Scientology wants you to blow on the cult, they're not taking the subway in LA, let me tell you, okay? That's just a demographic reality. Change my mind. I don't think you can, you know, because it's not like New York where, like, multi-millionaires take the subway all the time just because it's the quickest way to get somewhere. No, that's not the way it works in LA. I mean, there's so many pictures online of famous people on the subway. I just saw Roger Waters, formerly of Pink Floyd. You know, I've seen many pictures of him on the subway. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I've seen Neil deGrasse Tyson on the subway myself in New York. So, you know, maybe at a New York subway station, you could recruit for Scientology. Some people would have enough money to be able to get ripped off by Scientology. But hey, I don't think subway stations or metro or whatever you want to call them are not at all. Not very productive at all. So, I'll swing by the Celebrity Center, La Poubelle area, see if there's anything going on over there. Here's a nice little area where you can actually walk around, window shop, go to restaurants and all that. Something not available everywhere in LA. I miss being in a real walking town like New York or many other walking places I have lived. But LA, you got to drive somewhere to park somewhere to then do a little walk around that area. But it's just too damn big to be an actual walking town. Totally too huge for that. Or about what's effective, or, you know, getting Scientologists out or whatever. And here's one thing, like I said the other day on my live stream, all we need for a lot of these locations is one person, ideally at all times, if not at all times, at random times, so it's very unpredictable. One person out there filming is enough to drive them into their little hidey holes. So you don't need 10 people there. You need one person filming, and that will literally make them have to use the tunnels to not be viewed. Will make them run inside the door. I mean, there's so many times that I've showed up with a camera and they were getting sloppy. They were getting, you know, they were getting a little too comfortable. They were hanging out outdoors in full view. But as soon as I came with my camera, everybody just ran. They ran for the nearest door that they could get into and hide. So that's why I say we just need one person there. Then they don't come out. Better is probably that one person, you know, there's always somebody showing up randomly and they never know when it's going to be. And again, that's part of the whole idea of not being an organized group. Yeah, you could say maybe it'd be better to be an organized group where you organize like who shows up when, but I don't think we need to do that. Guess what our organization is? SPTV.space. We look at that and we could see where people are and where people are not. and we could decide to go fill in the gap. You know, we can see who's streaming and where they are very quickly. And we all know the deal. I mean, it only takes me about a split second to know what location somebody is at in amongst the LA streamers. So we are at rush hour, 5:42 p.m. here in LA. And once again, I'm driving the non-rush hour direction. Always nice to see all the cars lined, although it will get a little packed up here before we get to the 101. And then, okay. La Poubelle on the right, Celebrity Center on the left. Nothing going on here. In both places, complete and utter deadness. No protesters, no visible Scientologists. If there would have been, I would pull in. But, yeah, so, you know, if some people think that it's a loss when we don't have 10 people out there simultaneously live streaming, I would disagree. One is all that's needed. 2 or 3, well, even better because you watch each other's backs. And any more than that, it's just a party. It's fine. We love it. But not necessary and not a sign of failure or setback when it doesn't happen. Having an occupation, great. You know, piss them off, show them who's at cause and all that. But it's not a necessity. You know, it's a fun DOA thing that lasted a week and then it was over. But I predict it would have been it probably wouldn't have lasted a month no matter what. People would have gotten bored. People would have moved on. So, anyway, I'm going to be finishing up here in a minute, but I will continue and Eric will continue and we'll work together, we'll work separately, and we will put stickers all over this town and they will have no idea where to find them. And more people will be watching this stuff. And at some point, Scientology they're gonna have to put the body routers back on the street because nothing else is gonna get them any people. And when they do, we'll shut it down. We'll just keep showing them. And they are just at our mercy. Should be. Show you all the, not trying to show you my zone too clearly. Anyway, for your awesomeness, for given a like and would like to do so. that would be highly encouraged. Thank you. Yay, I found a spot where I don't have to move it for parking. Mañana. Nice. Move it for parking. Move it for street cleaning tomorrow. So we got the little alternate side thing that must be obeyed or else. And certain spots become very sought after. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much. Let me see if there's some more to talk about here. Mazel. My nose looks healed. Yeah, I think it is. The LA Streamers. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? We should win the lottery and buy a sports team and rename it the LA Streamers. And everybody will have there will be like a gimbal mascot. That would be cool. Sounds like LA is more like New Jersey sometimes. Obviously, just depends on where in New Jersey. Yeah, not Jersey City, but the rest of it. Hoboken, Jersey City has a little more of that Manhattan vibe, a little bit more of the walkability. But yeah, the rest of Jersey, what exit? You got to be a certain age to know that one. You from Jersey? What exit? Who knows what I'm talking about? Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for being here. And I will see you tomorrow, where we will have more fun and games. Hey, thank you. I like all the emojis. Thanks a lot, you guys. There's my finger. Turning it off. Ah! Boom.